Just wanted to post this short video for today's lesson to recap everything that you should have done so far, and then on Friday's lesson obviously we'll have the Zoom lesson and talk about what comes next. So on the screen you can see the 7 tasks that you should have completed by now. I've not put anything new on here. This is what we've gone through week by week. So I'll just quickly go through those now so we're all really clear. The first 3 tasks were set in one go. So if you're looking back through the homeworks on Satchel, that will be the first one. So it was those 3 in one because most of us had already done those to some extent or another. So 1 and 2 are the ones where you identify who the different customers are, say what influences their behaviour, and say what the club has done to meet their needs. And you'll cover lots of different things there, so things like returning customers, what influences their behaviour, the quality of the service being offered, location, things like that, and then what the club's done to meet their needs, various maybe membership options, high quality golf course, so on and so forth. So that's 1 and 2. Much as they're the first 2, I think sometimes for a lot of people they're some of the more difficult tasks actually, but that's the first 2. Third one, it's probably a bit more straightforward. This is where you have the 3 documents that I put on Satchel for you. I always recommend that you put those documents in your work and then you comment on the suitability of them, thinking about their form, their style, their layout, what they like to look at, how professional they look, how easy they are to understand, if they're appropriate for their use, so on and so forth. The 4th one is a summary of the club's corporate standards. This is the one where you look in some detail at the website. There's also a merit criteria here about how they manage their corporate profile through the media. So you can look at whether they've had a spokesman when they've been in the media. Also things like looking at their social media and how they manage their profile there. This is things even as simple as the colours they use on their website, the style of the photography, the font, what are they trying to achieve with all that, what is their corporate profile, how does it make people feel when they look at their sort of materials. And you also, as part of that, need to say why it's important to the golf club to have good standards, good corporate profile. Number 5 there is a description of the legal constraints, ethical, security issues. These are all the things like intellectual property, copyright, GDPR, which is the General Data Protection Regulation. In the book it talks about the Data Protection Act. That's out of date now. It's GDPR now, which you can, it's the same thing really, but it's a sort of a tightened up version if you like, and you can find out about that online. So this one is very much sort of more theoretical, so you just look at the textbook for example for those things and then just think, how does that apply to this business in particular. 6 and 7, if you look on the documentation, aren't called 6 and 7, they're part B, 1 and 2. And this is all about the customer service that's offered, and then thinking about there's merit and distinction criteria which is broken down further, so things like recommending and justifying any little changes to the customer service offer that the club could make. And obviously I spoke about that in the last lesson at some length. So that is what you should have done so far. Obviously when you look at it all in one go it's quite a lot, but hopefully you've been working as you've gone along. I know some of you have because you've handed it in, some of you not so much. I've still got some people who haven't handed work in. You need to now, okay, because obviously this is the halfway point of the coursework really. We're about to start on Friday in the lesson, we'll start the next bit. So it's very important that I can see you're on top of it and that you've been doing this. Okay, you've got that work completed to a good standard. Okay, so that's what, if you've not completed that, that's what you should be working on. Friday's lesson will be at 12 o'clock, same Zoom code as before. It's on Satchel on the calendar. I'll see you all on Friday. We'll start talking about the next section. Okay, thank you very much.